Okay, Royal Rumble 2021 is in the books, and I'll try to we got a lot to cover, so I'll try to keep this as short as I possibly can. Anyway, our kickoff show match was the Women's Tag Team Championship match, Asuka and Charlotte Flair putting the belts on the line against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Early on, right as they're doing the introductions, the announcers made this little factoid about how Charlotte could be the first back-to-back Women's Royal Rumble winner. It's like, well, there've only been 4. Like, you're spotting these facts that get really big, but it's a small sample size. Like, there's not much to choose from. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that there's a Women's Royal Rumble, but yeah, just again, like, let it build a bit before you start spouting off facts. Anyway, right off the bat, Charlotte hit a slingshot kind of senton move on Nia Jax, tried to get her into a roll-up attempt. Baszler attacked Asuka's arm, trying to keep it out of the Asuka lock. Asuka got out at one point, Asuka was up on the top rope. Nia Jax tried to do the Samoan drop off the second. Asuka fought out of it and hit a powerbomb from the second rope. Got the tag to Charlotte. Charlotte came in like a house fire. It's then that Ric Flair's music hits that distracted Charlotte long enough for Baszler to attempt to roll up and then to lock on the Kirifuna clutch. But Charlotte fought out of that, tried to lock on the figure 8, and it's then that Lacey Evans interceded in the match, and they kind of botched the ending. Evans was supposed to hit a loaded women's right. She was supposed to have like brass knuckles or a roll of quarters or something added to her fist to knock Charlotte out, but she threw the punch and didn't throw it right at all, missed, and they had to redo it, and they even had to have Flair come down and then pretend to slip the foreign object into Lacey's hands to justify the second attempt at the punch. But yeah, Charlotte got knocked out with the women's right, and Jax hit a leg drop to cover for the 3 count. So yeah, Baszler and Jax are once again the women's tag team champions. The match was a kickoff show match. It's obviously being used to further a different storyline. I do have to wonder what exactly the plans are for Asuka when we get there, but again, it's just kind of, yeah, it fell a little flat. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of what they're doing with this Ric Flair, Lacey Evans thing. Like, it's public knowledge. It's like, the idea of, oh, they're having some sort of salacious affair or something, it just doesn't work in today's professional wrestling, for lack of a better term. I mean, they even ran, again, the Lacey Evans corn dog commercial with her kid from her marriage. And we know, Ric Flair has been married for a couple of years now, too. So it's like, no one's buying that they're in a relationship, okay? It's not going to work. Anyway, moving on to the show proper, the first match there was the WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre against Goldberg. Right off the bat, like, Goldberg kind of said something that cheesed off Drew before the match even started. Like, the bell had not properly rung, and Drew headbutted Goldberg. They got to the outside of the ring. McIntyre attempted a spear, knocked Goldberg out of the ring at that point, yeah. Goldberg speared McIntyre through the barricade, and I was like, oh no, I thought this is how they're going to have Drew lose, because it's like, oh, he got hit so hard. And Goldberg comes in, hits 2 more spears. McIntyre kicks out. At one point, Goldberg went for another spear, but McIntyre countered with a Claymore, but Goldberg kicked out. McIntyre went for another Claymore, but Goldberg dodged it, hit the jackhammer, and McIntyre kicked out again, and then McIntyre came back with a Claymore, dodged a spear, Goldberg hit the ring post, and then McIntyre hit the Claymore for the 3 count of the victory. Probably as good as that match could really be. But as long as it really needed to be, and again, definitely the right guy won. I did think again, because McIntyre was hit hard enough that maybe this would be used for a justified Miz cash-in attempt, but that just didn't come. It just ended. Again, this was kind of a really forgettable match. It really didn't need to be on the card. I do kind of wish they had just built up a better opponent for Drew. Okay, the next match is the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Couldn't help but notice again, Sasha Banks came down to her Snoop Dogg theme. I mean, I know Snoop Dogg is her cousin and everything, but again, it's kind of weird given that he's been doing a lot of work with the other guys at this point, but still, just kind of weird. Right off the bat, Sasha Banks hit a springboard arm drag and followed that up with a chop. Reginald, Carmella's sommelier from Somalia, distracted Sasha Banks, which allowed Carmella to come back and hit a flying clothesline, sending Banks into the announce table. Carmella used, what did I write here? Oh, used the rope to do a figure four head scissors. That's what I wrote. Carmella tried to do a handspring into a head scissors, but Banks blocked it, hit a meteor, and then began selling a knee injury at that point. It didn't really come up as well as it thought it would. At another point, they were trying to set up something where Carmella was supposed to knock Sasha off the ring apron and she was supposed to get hurt, but she fell into Reginald's arms, and he was kind of acting like he, sort of liked it. Again, Mercedes Bernardo, aka Sasha Banks, is married in real life. It's public knowledge. So again, planting the idea of her stealing away this guy doesn't, again, make a lot of sense at all. But still, they sold it, and then Mel got angry, and then Carmella hit a suicide dive onto Sasha, but because Reginald had gotten involved, he got kicked out. Carmella got angry. She hit a couple super kicks, and then tried to drag Sasha into the middle of the ring for the cone of silence, but allowed Sasha to snook her into the bank statement where Carmella tapped out. This was an alright match. I mean, really good, great heel work by Carmella. I think they did work Reginald in pretty well, and they are planting seeds already. It is kind of weird that, again, he just popped up a couple months ago, and they're already planting seeds for the breakup. But still, it's like, everyone did their jobs mostly right in this. This was an alright match for everything, so yeah, this one was pretty good. Okay, now we have our first Royal Rumble match of the night. It's the Women's Royal Rumble. Again, this is the third year in a row the women had done the Royal Rumble first. Like, the first time they did it, they got the main event, and then they haven't done it since. It's like, come on guys, alternate every year. It wouldn't hurt. First one out was Bayley, who was upset that Michael Cole was not calling the match. She had carved Michael Cole Cole into the back of her hair, which she does now on occasion. She carves different messages into it. And I was like, I went through this whole thing, and like I was gonna do it, then I was gonna win and challenge Michael Cole for something, and she was just upset. Second one out was Naomi. The third one out was Bianca Belair. The fourth one out was Billie Kay, but she didn't really enter the match. She just kind of sat on the outside, and then was offering her services as a personal assistant to various people who were entering. Shotzi Blackheart was out after that, then Shayna Baszler. After that, it was Toni Storm. We had our first elimination as Shayna Baszler eliminated Shotzi Blackheart. Number 8 was Jillian Hall. And I love the Jillian Hall. Jillian Hall is knockoff Brooke Hogan, who at that point was knockoff Britney Spears. Oh yeah, like the terrible seeing Jillian Hall gimmick. So that was nice to see her again. Jillian Hall actually wound up teaming up with Kay at one point. Billie Kay won her over and said, Billy. So after that we had Ruby Riott, then Victoria, or Lisa Marie Varon. She was on there, and she was on TNA. She's the Black Widow and does the Widow's Kiss thing, and she came out first to the Tattoo song and then to Milkshakes. Anyway, after that was Peyton Royce, and we got a very brief Iconics reunion, but when they tried to do the Iconics pose, it didn't work because apparently they've been apart for too long, so that soured pretty quickly. Then we had Santana Garrett, who was in NXT. I honestly have no idea who she is. Then we had Liv Morgan come out. At this point, Billie Kay turned on Jillian Hall and tried to reunite with the Riot Squad, but then they turned on her, and at some point they tossed her out. I think, the Riot Squad tossed Billie Kay out. Then we had Rhea Ripley come in, and Ripley eliminated Toni Storm. Shayna Baszler eliminated Victoria. After that, Charlotte came out. Ripley eliminated Garrett. Bayley eliminated Ruby Riott. Dana Brooke came out after that. Bayley and Peyton Royce eliminated Liv Morgan. Tori Wilson came out after that. Rhea Ripley eliminated, what did I write here? Brady. Okay. I have no idea who that is. It was not Baszler, I know that. Who did she eliminate? Anyway, sorry. Lacey Evans was out there. Flair came out to distract Charlotte again, and Lacey tried to, and then came out in Ric Flair's robe. At that point, Flair eliminated Peyton Royce. Lacey Evans was kind of just waiting on the outside of the ring to enter. Shayna Baszler eliminated Tori Wilson, and then Bayley got eliminated off camera during the next entrance, which was, oh boy, oh shoot, Mickie James. Sorry. Oh, my handwriting's bad. Sorry. Yeah, Bayley got eliminated. For the most part, the camera work in this Rumble was pretty good. I think both of them was. We did not have the glaring mistake we had last year where a big move got missed. But, I mean, Bayley, I think Bayley just barely, they were just counting down to 0. The music was just queuing up right as Bayley got thrown out. So that was their one little goof up. After that, Nikki Cross came out. And then Alicia Fox came out, and then R-Truth came out at one point because he thought he got confused and came out for the Royal Rumble. At that point, the jobbers who were after the 24/7 championship started chasing him. He got into the ring, and Alicia Fox low-blowed him and rolled him up to win the 24/7 championship. At that point, Alicia Fox got eliminated by Mandy Rose, who was the next one out, and Truth rolled her up for the pin to win the championship back. After that, Dakota Kai came out, and Lacey Evans eliminated Mickie James. Sorry. Then there was Carmella. At that point, Ripley eliminated Kai and Mandy Rose. Carmella eliminated Nikki Cross. Then we had Tamina come out. Naomi eliminated Carmella. Bianca Belair almost eliminated Naomi. The thing was, Naomi landed on her back, but her feet did not touch, and so she was able to kind of roll backwards and get back into the ring, and then she started to pull Bianca Belair out over the top rope. They both got tangled up in the same scenario, and they basically entered in this half agreement to okay, look, we're going to work together to not get you eliminated at the same time, and they got out at that point. The next entrant out was Lana. Then Alexa Bliss, who came out to, the Firefly Funhouse music, and then as that was happening, Ripley eliminated, a bunch of them actually ganged up on Alexa Bliss when she started to transform into her Sister Abigail mode. But before anything could happen, Ripley grabbed her and threw her out over the top ropes. She was eliminated quickly. Ember Moon was out next, then Nia Jax. At that point, she and Shayna Baszler teamed up. Baszler eliminated, my handwriting is just bad, not Alicia Fox, it was, Baszler eliminated someone at this point, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't Charlotte Flair. At this point, Natalya, who was the 30th entry, came out, just as Nia Jax eliminated Ember Moon, Naomi, and Tamina. Lacey Evans. That's who Shayna Baszler, which, again, you're building Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. Why wasn't Charlotte Flair the one to eliminate Lacey Evans? That's who Shayna Baszler came out. And right as Natalya came out, Nia Jax eliminated Shayna Baszler and said, hey, it's everyone for themselves. At that point, Lana then kind of snookered Nia Jax into eliminating herself up over the top rope. Jackson Baszler then beat up everyone, including Natalya, who was still on the entrance ramp. Natalya then kind of bonded with Lana a little bit, again, trying to reform their tag team, but then threw her out right off the bat. And that left the final four of Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Belair eliminated Natalya, Ripley, and then Belair teamed up to eliminate Charlotte Flair. Not bad right there, but it would say that really Ripley should have been the one to eliminate Flair at that point. Not all due respect to Bianca Belair, but yeah, again, I would have probably rather had Ripley get that little bit of vengeance back. Teaming up with someone just doesn't quite seem to follow through on that. And that left Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair as the last two. They fought several near eliminations. At one point, Bianca Belair went for the KOD. Ripley fought out of it, tried to lariat Belair out of the ring, but Bianca Belair won. Okay, sorry. I got a little too detail-oriented there. But yeah, Bianca Belair won. She's going to WrestleMania, probably to challenge Sasha Banks. She gave a tearful interview afterwards. Really did work well. They made her look really strong in this. I mean, she didn't get a lot of eliminations, but again, the fact that she came out number 3 and made it all the way to the end. They had her in the athletic spots. She did all the moves. She did everything right. Again, she's charismatic enough. She's got the hair. Everything's great with this person. So, again, she is someone they could easily get behind and make into a big star. So, it was an overall good choice to win that Rumble. Okay, and that takes us to the Universal Championship match. It's a last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Right off the bat, Reigns got to the outside of the ring, hit a Superman punch, but Owens came back and hit a pop-up power bomb, and then a stunner. They got around, they hit the announcer's table a couple of times. They then fought up into the Thunderdome area and then way up into the upper levels of the Thunderdome. Owens hit a stunner, tried to throw Reigns over a ledge into the equipment table, but Reigns countered, hit a Superman punch, and then threw Owens into that table. Owens just barely beat the 10 count. They fought into the backstage area where there's a secondary ring and a secondary announce table. Owens hit a pop-up power bomb on that table and then hit a frog splash on the table. They then fought a little more. Reigns got a golf cart and plowed into Owens with it. They then fought to another table where Owens got Reigns on the table, set up a forklift pallet, and jumped off that, did a swanton into that table. Again, barely beating the 10 count on both occasions. They fought back more to the arena. Reigns speared Owens through the LED board at the top of the ramp. At that point, Reigns managed to secure a pair of handcuffs and attempted to cuff Owens, but Owens fought back and cuffed Reigns to a low post. It looked like Reigns wouldn't be able to beat the 10 count, so he grabbed the official and pulled him into the... Basically, he low-blowed the official and then threw him headfirst into a wall to knock him unconscious. At that point, Heyman came to Reigns' aid, got the cuffs off, and at that point, even Reigns had managed to get into a position where he could at least be on his feet. And then... Owens went for another stunner. Reigns hit a low blow. Reigns then locked Owens in a guillotine, and then Owens did not answer the 10 count. Definitely a really good match. Reigns won, obviously. I think, can we at least now end the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns thing? It's been good, but again, if Owens never wins, there's not really a point to constantly keep doing this. And Reigns managed to look really dominant. Again, he still managed to snooker enough people. We didn't get interference really didn't get any outside interference. I mean, it was just, the only thing was, Heyman showing up to free Reigns from the cuffs, but that's about it. It all worked pretty well. So it was a really good match. It was not horribly slow. Which, if you remember, there was the Daniel Bryan AJ Styles match from a few years back where that was in between Rumbles, and that just slowed everything down to a crawl. And it's like, I was already physically drained from the Rumble, and it's like, this is not helping me recover. This was a much better match, very tightly paced, definitely had a lot of high impact stuff, further the story along, makes Reigns look even more dominant, so all in all, a really darn good match. Probably the best non-Rumble match of the night. Alright, so now we've reached the Men's Royal Rumble match. The last match of the night. First out was Edge at number 1. Number 2 was Randy Orton, so we got a lovely little reunion there. Number 3 was Sami Zayn. Number 4 was Mustafa Ali. Number 5 was Jeff Hardy. Then was Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler managed to eliminate Hardy. At this point, Edge and Orton were actually brawling on the outside. Edge hit the implant DDT on the announce table. He then attacked Orton's knee with a chair. Orton kind of left to get his knee checked out. At that point, he was taken to the back by the doctors. After that, Shinsuke Nakamura came out. And then we had our first surprise return, and that was Carlito Caribbean Cool. He did a few things. Xavier Woods was out next, then Big E. Big E and Xavier teamed up to eliminate Sami Zayn. After that, it was John Morrison. Ali eliminated Xavier Woods. Big E eliminated Ali. Then Ricochet was out next. Then Elias Elias eliminated Carlito. Then we had another surprise entrant in Damian Priest. Priest looked really good in this. Priest eliminated Elias. He eliminated a lot of people. He eliminated Elias. He eliminated He eliminated Morrison, and then he also eliminated The Miz, who was the next entrant after Damian Priest. After that was Matt Riddle, then Daniel Bryan, then Kane. Kane eliminated Ziggler and Ricochet, but then Damian Priest eliminated Kane. King Corbin was out next. He eliminated Nakamura, and then he eliminated the next entrant was Otis. And then Dominic Mysterio came out. Dominic eliminated Corbin. After that was Bobby Lashley. Big E and Lashley eliminated... Lashley eliminated both Dominic and Damian Priest. And then Hurricane was out next. He didn't really do much. He tried to chokeslam Big E and Bobby Lashley, and they both eliminated him. And then we got our next surprise return, and that was Christian. So yes, we had a brief Edge and Christian reunion. Riddle tried to talk him into doing a 5-second pose, but instead everyone just ganged up on Lashley and threw him out of and eliminated him. After that it was AJ Styles, then Rey Mysterio. At this point, AJ Styles' bodyguard, Omos, started to interfere. He got Big E eliminated. He got Rey Mysterio eliminated. Sheamus was the next one out after that. Then Cesaro. And then Seth Rollins was 29th and Braun Strowman was 30th. At this point, Strowman eliminated Cesaro, Sheamus, and AJ Styles. And that left us with the final 6 of Matt Riddle, Edge, Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Christian. Yeah, kind of a weird final 6. Rollins eliminated both Daniel Bryan and Matt Riddle. Rollins then eliminated, and then everyone kind of ganged up on Strowman a little bit. Like, Rollins tried to work with Strowman, but he immediately turned on Rollins. Edge was trying to pull Strowman over the top rope. Christian came to his aid, and then Rollins came and eliminated both Christian and Strowman. And that left Rollins and Edge. Rollins immediately tried to go for the curb stomp, but Edge blocked it and threw Rollins out of the ring. But the match was not over as Randy Orton came back, slipped back into the ring, hit an RKO, went to throw Edge out, but Edge managed to counter and toss Orton out. So, yes, Edge has won the Royal Rumble for 2021. He is the first person since Name Redacted to go coast to coast, start at number 1 and win it. I mean, kind of a mixed bag on this. Like, you know, it was cool to see Edge won. You could definitely see there was momentum behind him, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but who's he gonna face? Like, you can't. I mean, you're either you have him face McIntyre, and McIntyre's kind of hot right now. So, I mean, it would be a good match. I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I really want him facing McIntyre, but then he has to face Reigns. It's like, well, okay. I mean, at least it wouldn't be Goldberg Reigns like they've been saying, or, you know. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're really going to do with it. I mean, I don't see Orton winning back the championship at any point here. Just doesn't really make sense to do that. I mean, The Fiend did not really make any presence known. So, again, we don't know where that's necessarily going. So, yeah, it's just, everything's kind of up in the air right now as to what's going on. So, yeah, like I said, overall the Rumble was great. It was really enjoyable. I think I like the Women's Rumble a little bit more. The Men's Rumble, while it had more eliminations and a quicker pace, in a quicker time frame, I would say. I think it felt a little bit more sort of slower paced. Again, like Omos, that's AJ Styles' big bodyguard, just, yeah, he got a little too involved in these things. It was like, him eliminating one guy is okay, but it's like when it goes to 2, 3, 4, it's like, okay, you're overdoing it. Again, I gotta also question some of the placement in this, like Rollins and Strowman both are the last 2 entrants, and then they're in the final 4. It's just, the little parts that just kind of nagged at me a little bit, but overall it was still pretty enjoyable. Okay, so overall I'm going to give Royal Rumble 2021 a B. Like I said, the only real groaner of a match was that women's tag match, but again, there were little bits and pieces sort of all over the place. It just kind of added up. Like I said, wasn't I don't know where they're going with the winner of the men's Rumble match. So again, that just kind of left a lot up in the air. I thought they could have done some things better than that. The women's Rumble match was great. Like every other match was really good, so I'm not too poo-pooed on it. Not really a dead match the whole night. So again, like I said, the only real groaner was that kickoff show match, and it was a kickoff show match. So yeah, I just have to wonder where exactly are they going with this. So yeah, like I said, I'm giving it a B. Okay, so this is where, yeah, there's a lot to cover in this bit here. It won't be too long, hopefully. Yes, I am aware about the WWE Peacock, or WWE selling WWE Network to Peacock, which means I now have at least in a couple of months, I'm going to be getting a Peacock membership. I know they're grandfathering it in, but the fact is I actually already have a Peacock membership. I'm on the free tier. I'm just going to have to probably tweak that and just is that way I don't get it all confused or anything. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, I know about the WWE Network Peacock thing. Okay, there should the next movie review is going to be Malcolm and Marie. That should be up on either Friday or Saturday. Probably Friday. The Iron Fist Masterworks review should be up on Saturday or maybe Sunday. Again, depending on how this shakes out. I am going to try to get one more video in between. I was trying to get that stuff done today. The video would not have been up on as I'm recording this on January 31st. It would not have been up at that point. It would have been up more in the middle of the week, but unfortunately my source video got a little mucked up, so I have to redo it. Hopefully it will be up before Friday. Okay, so see you all next time. Hey guys, remember to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help me expand my wrestling coverage to stuff beyond WWE, NXT, and the occasional AEW free show.